Welcome to Artfully Askew with Deb, an artist's way of navigating life. Are you overwhelmed and trying to navigate the impossible? Dare to reach beyond your current situation to a place of quiet healing. Discover how art can shine to face life's challenges. Deb offers healing power through art. There's an energy and vibration all around us, a way to get through the pain without doing anything profound. Learn that there is beauty in the fall and the climb back up. Celebrate who you are and understand how incredible it is to let go and let in the flow of color. Artfully Askew with Deb starts now.
Hey everyone, I'm Deb, and you're listening to Artfully Askew with Deb on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next hour, and we'll explore an artist's way of navigating life. Today, we're going to explore the power of intuition through connection. I'm excited about this show because I've asked a very special person to join us today. Someone who's influenced and enriched my life in so many powerful ways. I want to introduce to you my sister, Tammy. Hey, Tammy.
Hi.
She's here to have a conversation about personal connection. This bond helps us to navigate the ups and downs in life, knowing you're never alone. Tammy is just beginning her journey in writing children's books. She has a dog named Cooper who is full of antics throughout his life. He just loves life. So she's going to start writing children's books about how he's exploring life and the lessons he learned. It's going to be amazing. So you want to speak to that at all, Tammy?
Oh, well, just very excited to write about Cooper. He's just the cutest, and I think he learns a lot. and we learn from him.
And he has a sister named Lucy who gets into all kinds of trouble too, so she'll be in the background. It's going to be a really cool.
Quietly gets in trouble.
She's a bit older, isn't she?
Yeah.
Anyway, so today, the reason that I asked you, Tammy, onto the show was because of our connection, obviously, and I wanted to go over how that connection manifested itself for us in a really, really strong, powerful way. So what I'm talking about is the book, I Wish You More. So just to give a little bit of background, people, when I was years ago, when I was really sick, Tammy came down. We are states away, living quite far apart. She's in northern New York. I'm in the South in Alabama, or was at that time. And we'd had a lot of things going on in our lives, a lot of things that had happened. We were in grief and I was very sick. She came down to visit me. The thing that happened, though, was pretty incredible, wasn't it, Tam?
It was.
So unbeknownst to the other one, we both ended up buying this book called I Wish You More and giving it to each other. So this book was written by Amy Krauss Rosenthal and Tom Linchenheld. It goes through the things that we may wish for each other. It's really, really adorable and just really heartfelt. What Tammy wrote in this to me, this is actually in 2018. She wrote, I wish you many more birthdays. Love you more, Tammy Lee. And we presented that on this trip at the same time to each other, which speaks volumes about our connection that we have. We tend to laugh the same laughs, finish each other's sentences, all of those things, don't we?
We do, that's for sure.
Yeah, right.
And when I saw the book, I Wish You More, it started with I Love You More.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were going through a lot of hard things, and you feel your love even more at those moments for people.
Definitely.
I felt like I should say I love you more because you feel like you love them more at the time. So Debbie and I end our conversations with a fight to see who can say love you more first, and then we hang up. Yeah, no, I love you more.
That is how we always end our conversations.
We do. I saw I Wish You More and thought, well, I do wish her more. I wish her more ups and downs, and
Aww. That is
all those little things in the book that says. And so I had to have it for her. And then when I got there and she had gotten the same book for me, miles and miles apart, never saw this before, and we got the same exact book for each other.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like we've had that connection like all of our lives. You're quite a bit younger than me, but I mean, we've just had that connection. We come from a large family. We have quite a few siblings. So just to have that connection, it's really amazing. And one of the things that is really important to me with that connection is it's not just through the hard times, although that's so important, like if we're going through things, we need that connection with each other. That's why you came to visit me. I remember that phone call and just saying, I just need you. And you said the same thing, I need you. And so we got together. But then the happy times too, where, I can't wait to show Tammy, or I can't wait to tell Tammy. And if we can't call, we'll text or send a picture. I mean, we've spent how many nights sending little goofy things to each other over the phone, just for the fun of it. But that kind of connection is so important in life. And that kind of got me thinking about the show and what I might want to do through my artwork to display that connection, because it's all about intuition art for me. I've always been a very intuitive person, and Tammy is also. The way that it displays through me is through art, and that happened through a lot of grief and things that we as a family were going through. So when I connect with somebody or have a message that I want to send, it's usually through my art, which behind me, you can see it. Some of the paintings that I did to go along with this show. And I went off the I Wish You More theme of the book, but there's no coincidence there either. Dandelions are our thing, aren't they?
Yes.
And so are ladybugs.
Yes.
So my message through this art is that even though you're in northern New York and I'm now in Mississippi, we are still profoundly connected, and we will always find a path to each other. Always.
Oh, definitely.
So that's where I went with the art on it. And it's just a way to display. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just going to say, we both appreciate the small things.
Yes.
So we love the dandelion and what it represents. And it's just, they're pretty too. And the same with the ladybugs. They somehow turned into our little theme with the ladybugs.
They did.
And how many times have we messaged each other? Oh my God, go out and look at the moon tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's so true. And we're just, it's crazy the things that we think at the same time. Dandelions, though, speaking of dandelions, the fact that they put them in the book, dandelions are so resilient. I can remember as kids, dandelions were a big part of our lives and growing up. They're there first thing in spring. They're popping their heads up saying, hey, we're here. And they're, I remember Dad, how many times did Dad try to mow those dandelions down, and the next day they were popped up? We were so excited about it. So the resilience in a dandelion, and the fact that it sends away its seed, and then of course on the paintings, actually we could have, if we put up floating gold, it will show the ladybugs that are on the dandelions floating along, and that's the representation. Dandelions are very resilient. They come back. Happy times, they make you smile, but they're also there for the sad times. They're there in the middle of the winter, down underneath, just waiting to pop their heads up, and they will find their way. So when I painted Floating Gold, that was what I had in mind. And I put in several ladybugs for that reason, because connections are important. We have a really strong connection, but the fact that there are so many other people in our lives that we're connected to, I wanted to make sure that I displayed that too in the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really, really important to me to do that. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was, I'm trying to find the subject here so that I know. Some of the questions that I had was like, do you have someone in your life that you have a connection to other than me that you feel like is important to you, that meets you on a different level than I do?
Does your husband count?
Sure. Why wouldn't he?
because I definitely have a crazy connection with him that seems to just be getting stronger and stronger as we get older.
That's so amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, definitely a different level than you, a different kind of connection. Yeah. Well,
Me too. You know where I think that I saw the strongest connection with the two of you, Norman
Mhm.
and you, was when you went on your trip to Ireland.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome. That was a dream come true, and we enjoyed every minute of it, and would go back in a heartbeat. So, and
Yeah, you were
my little necklace, yes, we got me in
is that
Ireland.
from Ireland?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I remember when you were planning that trip out that you wanted to make sure that you took him to, was it Warren? What his last name is Warren, which is
It was a beach.
a beach.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you made sure that you found that spot for him and took him to it. And it's like, look, they have a beach named after you, you know. That was
I surprised him. I made him drive there,
yes.
knowing where he's going. And then when we got there, I said, I got you a beach for our anniversary.
That's so amazing. That is so cool. But you know, that is Norman too. That is, you know,
Oh,
Norman's so much like that. And it's funny because it's like we're drawn to these people and we don't even know it. Then sometimes they're in our circle. Like Norman was in our circle for a long time before you two really connected as husband and wife.
yeah.
And all of a sudden it turned. But the two of you are so together in tune with each other that again, it's almost like you know what he's going to do and he knows what you're going to do. And you both know what the other may need in the moment, which is, I mean, that's just a huge part of it all.
Yeah.
So, you know, and trying to navigate through life, having those connections, and they don't have to be, you know, as we are sisters, they don't have to be husband and wife. Sometimes we can connect with people in a very small way and not think it's really anything, but it turns into this, you know, huge thing where we look back and they may have been in our life just for a moment, but
They mean
they
a
mean
lot.
so much to us.
Mhm.
I really believe that we were created to be connected, and that is something that I want to express through my art and offer to other people in my art, is that connection. So in the ability to be able to express to someone what they mean to you, even in the smallest ways. There are people that I've connected with in my intuition art where I have not known them very long, but I've really felt like I really need to do a painting for you, you know? And then I'll paint something and it means not so much to me, although it's an emotional response for me. It's really deep when I'm doing it, but I don't know what it means. When I present it to them, they are, you know, all about, how did you know this? And I'm like, well, you know, we were all created to be connected. And when you follow that flow, that's where the magic happens.
It does. If we did not connect with people, it would be a very boring existence.
Wouldn't it be though? Yeah, very much so.
And we're pretty open. I think people find it easy to connect with us because we are open to new relationships, and you know, finding out new things about people and being friendly.
We are. I mean, life's an adventure, right?
It is.
And people are amazing.
The
And
most,
you know, meeting them where they are. And what'd you say?
I'm sorry. The most mundane thing can be an adventure.
Oh, I know. And that's one of the connections that we have. Like we are just constantly always, you know, hey, like you say, did you go out and see the moon? You know, a lot of people won't bother to do that, although many people do, but you know, and we tend to see, like, you know, we'll see a butterfly or something like that, and somebody else will be with us and we'll see the same thing and they'll see something different. which is amazing in itself also, because when you can connect with somebody outside of your circle or whatever, however you feel about that, and then they're starting to share with you things that you don't see,
Right.
before you know it, you're a unit, and you're one group exploring and expressing the same thing, which is incredible. I mean, it's a bond that's created between us
Mhm.
that just doesn't break. I had a question for you, and I'm trying to find it. Oh, I wanted to share a little bit about kind of a lead up for the next show, but I think it's important for us because I can't have you on every show, but I would love to. I wanted to share a little bit about our sister Laura with you, and that connection that we had together during
Mhm.
that time. So as a little bit of a backdrop, and I'm not going to give out too much on it because I want to really delve into this topic with the next show. But our sister Laura, she was just a little bit younger than me. And then how many years between
Uh,
you and Laura? 3, 4?
3 or 4.
Yeah. So there's I was a year and a half older, and you were 3 or 4 years younger. And then we had a brother in between there. Morgan. But anyway, Laura struggled in life. She struggled in the ability to connect with people, including her siblings. She always had herself out on the outside. And stop me if I'm wrong, if you see it a different way. To me, that's what I saw with her. She was always wanting to fit in and couldn't quite find the place to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do that.
So Laura ended up being taken by suicide. I don't like to say committed suicide because that makes it like the act like she did it on purpose. And I don't, of course there was intention with it, but she was ending pain. Like the struggle of life just got to be too much for her. And she left us. And that is a place where our connection was so strong. The thing that I remember about that though was you are the younger sister. I was always playing the older sister role. And I feel like our relationship took a flip side on that at that time. It's kind of evened out more since then. But at that time, I just couldn't deal with it at all. And go ahead.
Anything. You couldn't anything.
Tell him about the story.
The wreath making?
Yeah.
So right after Laura had left us, we were with her daughter. And we all loved doing arts and crafts, and Laura did too, and Nicole does. And we were making wreaths in honor of Laura. We were going to decorate them with some of her favorite things, with butterflies and sparkles and whatnot. So we're on the floor in the living room making our wreaths. Nicole and I are going away, and I look over and Debbie has a blanket going over her head. She's like, I just can't anymore. And she made a cocoon.
And we can laugh now, but the people listening to this must be like, what?
I know. So I think actually Nicole might be the only one that finished her wreath. Mine is still not done.
Mine isn't either. Every once in a while, I'll pull out the charms that are supposed to go on it. I might make a necklace or something rather than a leaf. Sorry, Nicole. But the thing is, you immediately saw that, and you were like, "Oh, Debbie's not with us anymore." Like she's or something.
That's okay. Stay under your blanket.
See what I'm talking about, though, the role reversal there, because I was always the one stepping in and like, it's okay, it's fine. But I literally could do absolutely nothing. And if you hadn't been there to take my hand, I wouldn't have done anything, as far as going to the services and acknowledging Laura and those sort of things. I wouldn't have done any of that. that was such a reverse to us. I remember, I don't remember which way it went. One of us laid down on the couch and the other one got right up on top of her. Remember that? But it was what we needed at the time, and we're just instinctive enough to know that we needed that.
Right.
So, I mean, that really speaks to how things evolve in a relationship like this too.
And I mean, you had other support as well. I mean,
Oh, definitely. We both did. Your husband. Yeah, we both did. We both needed the extra support.
Our kids and our siblings, and might not always show the love the best, but they're there when you really need it.
Yeah, that is true. But we have that too, where we'll drop off sometimes and not not very often, but
Oh yeah, but it's never a problem because we know the other person's there. It's like, I don't have to worry about you going anywhere. I know when I need you again, you're there.
there's the trust in that, right? And that is what I'm talking about. I mean, there's a trust in knowing somebody so well that you can connect with them on a level where you know that they're not disappearing, even if they do disappear, right?
Right.
And we celebrate the same things. When you go on a trip or I go on a trip or whatever, we can't be together. I'll joke and say I'm getting in your suitcase, but at the same time, I'm so excited for you and you're so excited for me when I'm doing things like that. So those things are really, really important. And the show is about honoring the fact that we are so close, yet we're so far apart. So, and that is our Wish You More book. So what I kind of wanted to do with the I Wish You More was choose, I know you don't have your book with you, but what was the first one you talked about? The Hill?
I Wish You More Ups and Downs.
Yes. Okay. So that is your first one. So I Wish You More Ups and Downs. And then the other one, the one behind that, that's what I was trying to remember, was I Wish You More Give Than Take.
Yes.
These are powerful, powerful lessons in a relationship. And sometimes they just really flow like they do with us. They just came very natural to us. But there's other relationships for both of us in our life where they don't always come out in the manner that we want them to. But a simple little thing like getting a book at the same time can open that up. Or sending a painting, and that's what Artfully Askew is about with the intuition art right now. These paintings are going to be posted on my website, for purchase if you want them, but mostly just to inspire people and to let them know and get a connection to what it is that we have, and reach out to people that may be missing someone or maybe separated from someone, but they still want to express that strong connection. So what they can do is they can call me or email me, set up a link with each other, connect, have a conversation, and we can discuss how art can reach someone that's far away. If someone had a painting that was the same painting of two dandelions with the ladybugs, someone being you, right? I mean, if you had one and I had one, there's a connection there where every time I looked at that painting, I would go, there's Tammy. Right. There's Tammy, there's a smile. We may be far apart, but we're not. It's an amazing way to be able to express how close you are to someone, even in distance. The thing that I offer in this with Artfully Askew is that we can do this on a very personal level. And I did it for you on a personal level, for us on a personal level here. Dandelions and ladybugs are our thing. That's not everybody's thing. But it is quite a few people's thing. So, we could have a conversation and, find out where that connection is with somebody else. If we go back to Laura had her own pink was a color that she went with. So I actually, so if the one I believe that I called Fly has a pink dandelion on it. I may have that mixed up, but I think it does. And I did that, thinking about Laura. So the
Mhm.
colors can change, the subjects can change, but the message stays the same. We may be miles apart, but we're still really, really close together.
Right.
Yeah. And that expression means a lot to people.
Well, it helps. It helps people when you're missing someone and you can't get together. Even if it's someone you're missing that's no longer there,
Yeah.
and that's when you get together, or if the miles have separated you, or whatever circumstance, even if the other person can't have a painting that matches, just you having the painting that reminds you of your connection with them is healing.
It's very healing. I am always, and I learned this through art, I am always trying to find a smile even through the grief. Well, whenever I do a painting, what'd you say?
Rainbow.
Rainbow. This is something Tammy says to me all the time. She'll be like, this happened today. And I'll go, well, this because I'm trying to think of an example, but because this happened, now you have this, and she'll fire back rainbow. And I'm like, oh, we found a rainbow. So
the rainbow.
right. And so these are the rainbows, the smile on your face. I miss Laura like you miss Laura like crazy, but we have the rainbows. Whenever I paint, I'm smiling because I think of her. I feel like she brought painting to me. So a reminder of that. And and getting back to the next show, I'll be doing paintings that relate to Laura, to the one that I love, the one that I'm grieving, the things that she liked. She loved penguins, she loved elephants, things like that. So I'll be doing that. And that is something that I can do for others also.
Right.
As a reminder, not of how sad we are, but the person that it's an honor and a smile.
The good thing.
Right? A rainbow.
A rainbow.
I should have painted you a rainbow.
Well, we have lots of things we like.
We do have lots of things we like, don't we? So, my book again. So in speaking of Laura, again, we're going back there, but this is something in the book that I really liked, and I can hear you saying it, is I wish you more tippy toes than deep. Right?
Yes.
It's such an amazing way to express, and I can see why we were brought together in this book, because it is exactly how we would express ourselves to each other.
Right.
It really is. I wish you more treasures in your pockets.
Oh, definitely. We always have treasures in our pockets. When we go on a walk or go do anything, we bring back treasures.
We do bring back treasures, and they may be simple little things, but that's the whole point. When you have relationships like this, you're always looking for treasures to share with somebody else. It's uplifting, and it gives you that vibe. I wish you more bubbles than bath.
That's a fun one.
So that is that's who we are in connection, and that's how we can connect with people through art and through the intuition painting, is opening up a conversation, learning about somebody, and then maybe hearing their deepest parts, maybe not. You and I are very intuitive and into the intuition. Like we can connect with people on a level that some people can't. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring you here, to just kind of delve into that a little bit, where there's it doesn't necessarily have to be words. It can just be us. And I know that, in situations where you I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but there's situations where there may be people well, but not well enough to have a personal conversation with, but you're feeling their pain, or you're feeling their anger, or you're feeling that. I know that well because I know it too, but you tend to have it quite a bit deeper.
Oh, do I?
You do. You're very sensitive to it. But what's that like for you in a day? I mean, what's that like for you when you make that connection? Maybe not a day, but
Oh, sometimes I question myself. I'm like, should it be easy enough to connect with others? But I don't know, it's me. I can't help it. I like to help people. I get into more conversations probably than I should sometimes with people, but because they'll open up to me and try to help them find a rainbow.
yeah. And they're always there, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. It's really hard to see them sometimes, but they're there.
Sometimes we need someone else to show us the rainbow,
Exactly.
just to point it out to us.
We do. And that's why I call you and rant and rave, and then you find me a rainbow.
Or the other way around.
Or the other-
Or the other way around. We don't always know where that's going to go, but a lot of the time we end up just laughing about it and moving on and thinking, well, that really wasn't as serious as we thought it was.
Right. Talk it through and realize, oh, I guess it's not that big of a deal.
Except for when it comes to our brothers. That's a big deal, right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure. So we've spoke about the moon, so I'd like to talk about that a little bit. So I wrote Flying High. I call this painting with the moon in it Flying High.
Oh,
And it's funny because one of the things that I like about art and creating and expressing, as an artist, I have my own expressions, right? I'm painting and I have what I think that painting may mean. But when someone else sees it, they may not see that, and they may see something else. And to me, that is the gift of art,
right.
because I want everyone to feel what I create in their own way and what it means to them. So when I painted the moon, I actually had it facing a different way. And I had a friend, and I sent it out to several people. So I'm going to speak to about one at first. But I had a friend who looked at it and said, well, you need to rotate that and check that out, see what that looks like. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool, because that is not originally how I had it. So I rotated it and I liked that look a lot better. And I actually did resend it to some people too. And it was a totally different perspective,
Yeah.
which is what we can do for each other. But also he said, well, those are cool little fairies. Are those fairies? And I'm thinking, well, they're not. They're dandelion feather fluffs, right? But that's really awesome that they're fairies. So I love the fact that in life, people see things so differently. And through art, that we can do that, get a different perspective on things. So in doing that painting, rotating in a different way and resending it out, people started noticing the colors in the clouds. And they started calling, for some reason, the way it is presented now, I'll have plenty more people saying fairies. I don't normally try to put the words in people's mouths. If someone will ask me what that painting means, I'll be more than happy to share that. But first, I want to hear what it means to them.
And that's awesome. I think that's what makes your art even more special. Some artists aren't that open. They want it seen the way they see it, and that's it. But you're open to, what's this mean to you? How does this make you feel? Which is awesome. That's the way art should be.
Yeah, I think that the reason that we feel that way is it's intuition, and it's intuition art, right? So that's why we feel that way. If I wanted art to just be mine, I would just keep it for myself, but I want it to be for everyone, and to see that they see a reaction. I've had paintings that I've put, I think, oh, what a happy painting. And I've had people sit down and cry, like, wait a minute.
Okay, man.
planning on that. But, it was something that they saw in it that was really deep for them and expressive for them. So I just think that's another amazing part in life, that we can connect in such a way and express ourselves in such a way. And intuitive people who have the intuition, we understand that letting that flow happen and celebrating it just brings so much joy in a day, not only to us, but to the people around us. So that's really important to me in my art. So I want to talk about that one more painting, which is called Fly, I believe. I hope I got that right. It's the two dandelions kitty corner to each other. That was the first painting I did, and that's actually the one that made me think of you the most. Is the process that I had with that was, okay, so we're going to do this show together, and we're going to speak about how I Wish You More brought us together in a more powerful way. We were already there because we both chose the same book and gave it at the same time. It's pretty cool. But I wanted to express to you what it meant, what we see together so often. So I went with the black background because I didn't want any of the distraction of something else. And I wanted the simplicity of the dandelions in there. And I wanted them to show and to shine. So that's where that came from. And then, so when I put one dandelion in a corner and then another one, I did the full one, and they're floating toward each other. So I'm thinking north and south, right? Because that's what we are. We are north and south. And I made the ladybugs a little bit different because we are as connected as we are different. And and we celebrate that. But when it got done, I was like, there's something's not right here. And I hadn't put the little floaty things so they connected. The little fluffs, right? Exactly. Exactly. Because if we don't have them connected, then New York is too far for me, or Mississippi is too far for you. And then we can't have that, right?
No. That was the first thing I thought when you said that was us. I'm like, oh, we're connected.
Oh, there, see? See? That is a powerful painting because of that. And to be able to express to you what I did when I did it is important to me. And that's where this has gone with me with the intuition art. I want to be able to reach other people in the same way, people that are having a hard time expressing or just want to solidify or magnify it even more. So those little details are really, really important. And you can only find that in intuition, through a conversation and those sort of things. So.
Well, anyone who wants to work with you has got the perfect person to work with, because
I love you too.
Tell me more.
Sorry.
Because you listen, you want to listen, and I think people tell you things and then you interpret it a certain way, and as you're doing it, you're thinking, well, this might not be exactly what they're thinking, but it's how it feels to me. And then and then they're like, this is what I wanted, I couldn't express it.
That's exactly it. So the conversation I'm picking up, not even through, the words are really, really important, but it's more the connection and the feel of the conversation. I'm not really thinking about it. To me, meeting someone, as you know, because I'm so much like our father, right? Like Dad, wherever you go, you've got a friend, right? And a conversation, we could never go anywhere and have to sit in the car. It was like torture for us because he would find somebody to have a conversation with, right? But he would come back and he would explain that conversation to us, right? He would talk about it like, I met so-and-so and they're doing this and they're doing that. How, he wouldn't say how cool that is. That's not what Dad would say, but that's what we're in the back going, wow, you learned all that about a person that quickly, you know? And he would sometimes bring out some of the things that we didn't think were important or that we didn't catch in the conversation. So and that's what this is about with the art, you know, having that conversation and just letting the intuition flow, letting the energy flow between the two of us. I have painted for people where it was just completely different from what we thought it was. So, you know, in honoring what they may want, but also in honoring that intuitive part of me and them, because it's not just me, it's the connection between the two of us, right? To be able to come out and flow. I've had some pretty powerful things happen through that. And I'm still in awe. Right?
Nice. If you're ever not in awe, you're done. You gotta move on.
Right? Exactly. That is so true. It is so true. Okay. Before we end up having to wind up, it's not quite there yet, but I wanted to do something very special for you and for connection. I don't think this is going to show well on the screen. So I didn't put a photo up because I could not photograph it properly. And I kind of want to get an idea. One of the things that I really like to do with people in my art is to get a feel where they are with it and honor that space if they see something in it that I don't see. So as I presented this, I struggled with it for a long time. And then I got you know, the feel that there might be something that you might want to add to it. I'm not going to put you on the spot. You know, if you feel something and know something, that's fine. You can share it with me, but you can share it with me at another time if not. But so I wanted to create, you know, I've worked with wire and sculptures and things like that. So I wanted to create a dandelion made out of wire. And the thought is to have, I'll have one and you'll have one, and yours will be pointing south. Mine will be pointing north. So I don't know how well you can see this, but this is my dandelion, but these are crystals. That's the ladybug. And that is so beautiful. So beautiful. So I was going to put it on a stand, which I can still do, or it can go with the painting. You know, or there's so many things that we could do with this. But the point is, I'm going to hold it up again. The point is in having the two between us.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's just kind of what came to me. And that's kind of what I want to offer people too, is just to go with the flow. It doesn't necessarily have to be painting. It could be something else. Just going with the moment and figuring it out and going from there. But yeah, and I know through creating that I struggled with it because I was going to make the whole dandelion, you know, I was going to make it, and then the little things coming off, which would have been a really amazing sculpture. And I definitely could have done that, but I don't know, for some reason I just felt like it needs one, and then, you know, and I centered on the ladybugs. They're all sparkly and beautiful. They're not, you know, they're just they're crystals. They're very beautiful.
They are very beautiful.
So that is my gift to you.
Oh, thank you. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not
when are you going to deliver it?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
When are you going to deliver it?
I know. Do I have to deliver it in person?
That'd be nice.
If I deliver it in person, it's going to be a while. But if I deliver it by mail, I'll send it right away. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the little fluffles in it.
Yeah.
So very well.
I like it.
And you know what I thought of when I was doing it too? I thought of Cooper. I don't know why. I was like, your dog, who's going to be the star of the show on the
Cooper and squeaky balls.
Squeaky balls, right? All right. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show. I'm gonna just speak with the people that I'm honored came to visit and have this conversation with us. It's an important conversation. So I wanna reach out to the audience, the people that are here with us in the studio, and I just want to invite them to go to my website, artfullyaskew.com. If you go to artfullyaskew.com, you'll find a page on there with these paintings here. They may resonate with you. I can do paintings that are similar, or I can do prints. There are plenty of things we can do. But before you do any, decide you want a painting or something, I really invite you to have a conversation with me. A conversation about maybe somebody you want a more connection with, or want to express your connection. Maybe it's somebody you lost, or someone you've thought about continually through your life, and you just want a reminder of them. But that's what I'm here for as an intuition artist. It's something that I learned for myself, something that I carried over to give to my family. And now I want to carry it over further and bring it to the world, really. I mean, it's an amazing way to express who we are and what we mean to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's artfullyaskew.com. And thank you.
You won't regret it.
What'd you say?
You won't regret talking with you.
Thank you. You might be a little biased, but I agree. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. I'm so happy that you did my very first show on my own with you, not Dr. Pat. You were the perfect person to do that with.
Well, thank you for having me.
The next show is going to be about our sister Laura, and how we're dealing in a joyful way, celebrating her life rather than succumbing to the grief of suicide. Taking a long way to get there, but it's going to be amazing too. So again, I encourage you to come to artfullyaskew.com. I'm Deb. I'm happy you've been to the studio with me. Make sure you tune in first Tuesdays of every month to artfullyaskew.com with Deb on the Transformation Network. Apparently that's done.
All done?
It's all done. Really nice having you here, Tammy. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I wish you more, and I love you more.
Oh, I love you more.
No, I love you more.
Love you more.
I love you more. Hey everyone, if you're feeling the chaos of emotions from the past few years and you don't have the sense of how you can achieve peace again, I'd like to express to you how to learn ways to show your emotions and to heal and to move on in an amazing way. I invite you to express, create, release, and celebrate with me today. I'd love to explore with you how we can honor your personal connections with the ones you love. So reach out to me through my email on my website, artfullyaskew.com, and we'll have a discussion about creating a piece of art that expresses your personal relationship. That could mean a painting. You could create that in a session with me, or we can create one together, or I can create one for you in understanding who you are and what it is you want to say. If you see a piece that I've already created and it resonates with you completely, I'm happy to discuss that with you and how that art may fit into your home or the home of a special someone in your life. Contact me and we'll chat about size, placement, and the emotion of the piece. If you have emotions stuck in your head, which I know how that goes, begging for a safe way to express themselves, the canvas may be calling to you just like it did for me. So let's talk. There truly is beauty in the fall and the climb back up again. I'd like to share that with you. I'd love to share the beauty of being expressive through intuition art. So you can contact me through Artfully Askew and let's have a conversation. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Artfully Askew with Deb, an artist's way of navigating life on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Listen or watch live every first Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Join Deb as she gives hope and shares how to navigate life's challenges by understanding how incredible it is to let go and let in the flow of color. You are not alone. Life is about connection, and art is always with us. Come as you are to a place of quiet healing. For more information about Artfully Askew with Deb, an artist's way of navigating life, visit artfullyaskew.com.